Hi, my name is Maddie, and I am on a journey of weight loss and financial wellness after last year when I
had a baby.
So you see the title, you know what this video is. We will be doing a 10K steps walking challenge. And I've actually done this challenge on my channel before. I did it in early 2024, like in the infancy of my channel. And I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't my favorite.
A funny moment from my 10K steps video.
Non-scale victory I got was, and I didn't take them before, but I feel like my legs look like better, and so does my ass. I feel like I look like I could even be like skinny, and then bam, I tricked you. I'm still fat, bitch. Turns out it takes a long time to get to 10,000 steps. But I got through it, and I want to say I lost 10 pounds in a month, which is honestly so impressive to me. I've done my fair share of walking challenges on the channel, but the reason that I've shied away from doing another 10K steps challenge is because, like I said, it takes a really long time to get those steps. And I have an infant now, and I promise you, he does not have the patience to be on the trail with me for an hour and a half while I walk. He does not. But that's actually why I'm so excited to tell you guys that I've enlisted a little help with this challenge from our sponsor, Merach. Merach was nice enough to send me their UltraWalk W60 walking pad to aid me in this challenge. And my regular subscribers might know that I had a walking pad before, but I'm going to be completely honest. It did not hold a candle to the W60. My old walking pad always just felt a little unstable to me, and you can really feel the difference in this one.
She's a sturdy gal.
Yeah. That is my man right there.
Yeah, no duh.
Which is why I appreciate that she has wheels, which make it easy to move so that you can store her under your desk, under your sofa, under your bed, or in my case, as you can see, I just prop her up against the wall. Because the W60 is literally built different from other walking pads, I'm never worried about if it's going to wobble or if it's going to shake. I'm just walking in this thing. I'm just cruising. But it's easy to feel that way when it is so quiet and it feels like walking on air. It has up to a 400-pound weight capacity, and you can just tell by just how sturdy it is, truly. My old walking pad made me feel like I had to pay really close attention to every single step. And with this one, I can actually read your comments, watch TV, and work without feeling like I'm going to have a misstep. It also goes up to 4 miles per hour, which for me is jogging speed. And it has an incline that can go up to 12%. So there may be a Lauren Gerardo 12-3-30 challenge coming y'all's way. I don't know. I can't lie, I'm a little intimidated by it. It's also controllable through their app or a remote. And I know y'all are like, Maddie, I don't want to have to keep up with another remote. But don't you worry, baby girl, don't you worry. I got you. Because this remote is actually magnetized. It sticks to the side of the walking pad, so you don't have to track this bad boy down. And something else that's important to me is that it has a child lock protection, so you actually need to hold down the start button to get it to start. Because if your baby is anything like mine, he is drawn to remotes like a moth to a flame. And there's also a Bluetooth speaker in this walking pad. Holy cow! Honestly, it really has everything you need because the display shows your incline, speed, calories burned, your time. It even counts your steps, which is important for this challenge and for me. And there's also this cool dynamic lighting that responds to the speed and the rhythm of the music, which just makes this thing a whole vibe. I actually got a standing desk off Facebook Marketplace, and I will be using the W60 for this challenge while I work, virtually killing 2 birds with 1 stone. My regular subscribers would know that I'm incredibly lazy, and I will always take the path of least resistance when it comes to working out, which is the biggest reason I'm excited to have a walking pad, because the barrier of entry is basically 0. It's currently summer here in Missouri, which means it's hot and humid, and that would mean that apart from my regular workouts, I would be getting basically 0 steps. But because I now have this walking pad, I just have to put on my shoes, hop on, and do the damn thing. So if you've been thinking about getting a walking pad because you have a standing desk, you work from home, or you're just trying to get more steps in and be a less sedentary person, then I really think there is no better option than the W60 Plus walking pad. And trust me and believe me when I say the quality is truly unmatched. If you're interested in getting your own W60 Plus walking pad, then click my link in the description and in the pinned comment below. Let's get to this 10K steps challenge.
Please,
Subscribe.
for the love of God!
All right, it is day 1 of getting 10K steps. Oh my God. Already, I am feeling much safer walking on this walking pad as opposed to my old one. But I'm trying to conquer my fears, okay? And my fear is this thing. So, this is my walking pad. And whenever I was pregnant, I was walking on it, not fast, just getting some steps in after a meal to try to like mitigate my gestational diabetes, because getting a few steps in after a meal could do that. And I fell. It's very much giving a situation of, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I looked at him. Every time I see it, but it's fine. I need to use it. I'm not going to walk very fast because, again, I'm afraid of this thing and I'm trying to conquer my fears, okay?
Today, I'm going to teach you how to face your fears. Now, the first step to facing your fears is...
My old one was just very low quality, and, you know, you get what you pay for, to be fair. I'm not trying to dog them. I mean, I didn't pay that much for it. But this one just, I mean, it literally feels like a treadmill. It does. Like, it just, the quality, the heft, it just feels like one. It doesn't feel like I'm about to fall off. Hopefully that's not famous last words. But I feel generally pretty good. But I will say, I do anticipate that I'm going to be going very slowly because I'm still getting used to it while I'm working. Because the whole thing is I'm working and using the treadmill at the same time. God dang it, I keep calling it a treadmill because it feels like one. The other thing is I do have my smartwatch on my ankle. It just would not get an accurate step count if I had it on my wrist, because obviously my wrists are resting because I am typing and working. So, all right, well, I'm very curious to see how long it takes me to get 10K steps today. We're not going for speed. This is just data. We love data. All right. Day 1. Let's get day 1 out of the way. Okay, update. So I don't know that wearing the smartwatch on my ankle was a good idea. I'm just letting anyone know who tries what I try, because I've only been walking for an hour and 15 minutes. Now, granted, I'm coming up on 2 miles, and I actually find that the walking pads steps, oh my God, I actually find that the walking pad steps are a lot more accurate than my smartwatch on my ankle. 6,000 steps is a lot closer to what I estimate I am doing. So I think I'm just going to go with the walking pads, you know, calculations, and we will be on this thing for probably about 2 hours. And I know that feels like a long time, but I'm going pretty slow. Right now I'm just going at 1.5 miles per hour while I talk to you guys. I have actually gone up to about 2 miles per hour as well when I'm just kind of reading something or in the zone. I thought like it would be kind of grueling of like, oh my God, when am I going to be done? I just want to sit down. But actually, I feel great. I actually feel like I'm being more productive at work. I mean, I know I'm talking to you guys, but generally, I feel like I'm being more productive with work. I'm less distracted. I'm less able to, you know, scroll on my phone because I'm just kind of zoned in. I'm locked in. And there are actually studies that people with ADHD, which is your girl, do better with some kind of motion while they're trying to focus, which is why a lot of people with ADHD tend to fidget. They have those fidget toys. They kind of sway back and forth. I've always been a big rock back and forth person. I've gotten better over the years, but I used to rock back and forth all the time. Turns out that is also a symptom of ADHD. people that tap their feet, things like that. So I'm not surprised that using my walking pad is helping me lock in at work. But just because I'm not surprised doesn't mean I'm not excited about the random positive benefit of this. Feels like it's good for thy mind, good for thy body, good for thy soul.
No, Squidward, I meant good for your soul.
Alright, I'm going to show you guys my time overlapped here, a little B-roll action, and we are going to move on to day 2.
Day 2.
So in case you guys didn't know, the whole 10K steps thing is actually a myth from a Japanese company who were trying to sell pedometers back in the 1960s during the Olympics. I'm honestly just doing it because YouTuber things and it makes for a good buzzy title/video. Still, like a lot of marketing ploys, the 10K steps thing has weirdly stuck in a lot of people's minds as fact. In reality, the actual number people should get is around 7,000 to 8,000 steps. According to UCLA, getting 8,000 steps even 1 to 2 days a week can significantly lower your mortality risk. Hitting 8,000 steps consistently can reduce your risk of premature death from all causes by up to 50%. Holy crap. You can also generally see more regulated blood sugar, blood pressure, improved cholesterol levels, and better overall cardiovascular/metabolic health. I use the Lose It app for weight loss, and something else I noticed was that when I put my calories in as a sedentary person, it only gives me 1,233 calories a day on average, which, side note, is way too low. Seriously, do not blindly trust these apps. If I only ate 1,200 calories a day at my weight, my metabolism would be wrecked by now. But when I say that I'm somewhat active, which 10K steps definitely is, it actually gives me 1,646 calories. And that is a huge freaking difference. And I'm going to spoiler alert y'all because this is editing Maddie. I am the Maddie of the future. And I definitely saw a difference on the scale this week. But honestly, the scale wasn't the only thing that changed. I was diagnosed with ADHD as an adult. I mean, I definitely had it as a kid, but we were poor and I didn't have health insurance until I was grown. Either way, Jesus, Maddie, stop rambling. I have ADHD and I have always craved movement. For a really long time, I used to rock back and forth all the time, constantly. So I don't know if it was just me, but I was so much more focused at work while using this. I tend to bounce around a lot of tasks, and I can be a bit scatterbrained at times. I know, you're shocked. But for some reason, the act of walking while I was working had me locked in. And I can't show any footage of me working for what I hope are obvious reasons, so y'all are just going to have to trust me on this one. I'm also trying to reduce my dependence on energy drinks, and I really did feel so much more awake whenever I was getting my steps in. Like, I just felt good overall. Really, this was a 10 out of 10 experience. And I do recommend doing something like this if you're able to do it while you work, watch your favorite TV show, or whatever, because last time I did a 10,000 steps a day challenge, I low-key kept constantly checking my step counter, being like, how many more do I have to do before I can sit my tail back down? But I feel like the steps really added up in the background, which is honestly kind of what you want from this challenge. But now that the week is done, let's get over to end of the week Maddie, who's going to tell y'all how much weight I lost and my future shenanigans. Hello and welcome to the outro. I promise for once in my life, I will keep this short because I know this has been a very talk-heavy video. But if you are still here through all that, then you really are the realest of ones. Please put the emoji that I'm going to put right here. Put that in the comments to tell me that you are the realest of ones. Seriously. So since the birth of my channel, I have been doing a lot of challenges. I'm constantly changing it up. And inevitably, I always get the question, Maddie, why did you give that up? Why don't you just stick to that? Why does it have to be for 30 days? Why can't you do it indefinitely? And like, I feel like I sound very accusatory in my tone, but I don't read the comments that way. It's genuine curiosity. And the answer for me is always the same. I have ADHD and I get bored very easily. I'm always liking to try new things. I really am. And so I can actually tell you guys for once that this challenge will be one that I will continue to do. For the most part, I will say I don't think I'm going to do 10,000 steps a day. I will actually also say that I usually got a lot more than 10,000 steps because I would hit 10,000 on my walking pad and then I would be going about my daily life and I'd usually get some more steps on top of that. However, I will go ahead and do what's recommended, which is to try to get at least 8,000 steps a day on my walking pad, and any other steps will be a delightful bonus. Because, you know, like I said, it can only be good for me. It just can. I do plan to go back to running in the spring. I'm probably going to do a couch to 5K of some kind. I'll probably start with like a gentle, like running 1 mile a day challenge and then move up to the couch to 5K. That's my plan, loosely, but like nobody quote me. But I am considering maybe doing some walking pad challenges, maybe some, 12-3-30 like I talked about earlier. Maybe even like a weighted walking pad challenge at, one point or another, do more than 1 mile a day. I don't think I would be able to do 10,000 steps because, to be honest, it was low-key hurting my knees to, do the weighted vest toward the end, and like I just don't want to injure myself ever. And so yeah, I think there will be more challenges in the future, but regardless, I do intend to continue to use the walking pad. Best believe. All right, let's get into the moment everyone has been waiting for, the weigh-in results. A few usual caveats. Number 1, I do have my Lose It app set to lose 1.5 pounds a week. I've had my macros cleared by 2 dietitians, and so I tend to listen to them over what people on the internet say. I'm currently eating about 1,450 calories. I did kind of err toward 1,500 calories this week just because I knew I was burning extra calories, but I didn't like log it. So, a couple days this week I actually did eat a little bit more calories, but ideally I want to lose 1.5 pounds a week, and this was just a 1 work week challenge because it's important to allot for rest. So that's number 1. Number 2, I am currently microdosing a GLP-1. As I started this challenge directly after finishing the Chloe Ting challenge, I stepped my butt onto the scale and I weighed in at 223.8 pounds at the beginning of the challenge. And at the end of the challenge, well, drum roll. So that is a loss of 2.4 pounds in 1 week. Holy crap. Now, a lot of you know, at least my regular subscribers know, that I actually had a pretty hefty stall during June. It was killing me. I had a whole video ranting about it multiple times. Literally, I'm shocked. I'm shocked because I don't think I've lost more than 2 pounds in a week at all this year. So truly shocked. We're not going for speed when it comes to this weight loss journey. We're going for sustainability. But you know what? An occasional whoosh of the weight just... I'll take it. And if you guys are interested in getting a walking pad of your own, then seriously, look no further than the UltraWalk W60 Plus walking pad. Seriously, I had such an amazing experience. I love that thing. They have a customer for life in me because I seriously had such a great experience using this walking pad. 10 out of 10 would recommend. And if you're interested in getting your own, check out my link. That's right, that's my link in the description and in the pinned comment below. And thank you so much to Merach for sponsoring this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Bye.